Hey y'all, welcome in. If you are new or just passing through to my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. If you're returning, welcome back, squad. I'm here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here, we're also gender fluid. I may say you when I'm talking to them, may say them when I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. Remember that time and energy are fluid. So I could be talking about the recent past, the present, or the future. Take only the parts that resonate. Leave everything else behind. If you'd like to book a personal, more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box. I invite you to join me for a session. My books are always open. Please also be reminded, I am making some changes structurally to my offerings starting next month on the Lunar New Year. So there will be a slight increase in prices for my existing clients and anybody who's interested in working with me. You might want to get in on it before the prices go up. Just saying. All right, let's tap in and see what Spirit wants to talk about. I'm sure y'all can hear that. Like, Palo Santo just finished burning and all the smoke went up that way. Sorry. I don't know why you're up there. Alright. Excuse Lucky while he's making all these weird noises. Let's tap in and see what Spirit wants to talk about. I think I'm going to do a box spread. Yeah, let's do a box spread. Alright, tell me what we need to know. Oh, damn. Yikes. Well, it looks like somebody here has gotten themselves in a little bit of a pickle here, and largely due to some impulsive action. It's interesting because I'm pulling an energy off of this that the people that may have, I don't know, worked with them or folks that they may have included, I do see some conflict. So the people that they may have thought that they were working with, they may have mistakenly believed that the folks that they were dealing with were loyal to them. Not so much. They're finding out. There is some conflict between these people, and if they have been working together, they may all be experiencing the same thing, a repeat and cycle. There's no closing out. There's a cycle being repeated, lessons not being learned, and a bunch of folks dealing with some misfortune. And so there's a lot of worry. I mean, I see sleepless nights. There may be some storms coming up ahead that they have not anticipated, or, you know, they didn't prepare for or plan for properly. I just feel like there's just this deep sense of despair. Okay. So they may be repeating a cycle or dealing with some type of, I don't know. It's like not being able to move forward due to some type of injustice, potentially something even done illegally, maybe causing somebody some restlessness, panic, restlessness, can't take their mind off of it. Tower. Some changes people did not expect, and you know, when the Tower comes in, it's course correction. This was bound to happen, and I don't think they didn't prepare for this. I said it, they were working together with some people. Oh, I should have grabbed water before I started. This feels like somebody coming up with a bright idea, initiating some action, right? Gathering some people with them to work together in order to come up against you, right? I feel like the purpose of their collaboration was to maybe cause some upheaval, we'll say, in your life. And that's not actually what's taking place. You could be very intuitive and also kind of be aware of what is going on, like outside of you. It's kind of giving someone playing chess and another person playing checkers. You know what I mean? I think you've been the reason why. I think the reason why some of this is not actually hitting you is because you made more strategic moves. I think I mentioned in one of yesterday's readings, like you could be several steps ahead of whoever this is, and that's the reason why whatever they've been trying to do is not really affecting you. Okay. Yes. You know, honestly, I kind of feel like, yeah, look at you. I said it, I was like, no, there's no new cycle. They can't move forward. So they're going to end up repeating something. They're going to end up repeating. We repeat certain lessons until we actually learn them. And so while the circumstances may shift from person to person or relationship to relationship, the dynamic of the relationship will still be the same. The lesson will still be the same. You'll experience it with a new set of characters, right? This feels like something that this person, whoever the ringleader is, it's kind of like somebody getting ahead of themselves and coming up with all these grand plans, but they can't really execute it properly because they don't know what they're doing. They thought that they were creating a dynamic for you that would create some type of, excessive burden. And I'm like, I feel like they were trying to create some upheaval in your life, but that is not happening. Because right here, you are successfully kind of just, checked out of the situation. Look at you. Yeah, and you're not, it's like you, I'm like, in the context of if this was you, like say you were getting ready to move towards this new cycle, right? Because I see you've got the energy of fertility and abundance around you. And I see the energy of people trying to undermine that abundant energy, right? Ooh. Now this is interesting. You were successfully able to get away from whatever this is. It's almost like whenever you decide, like if you've parted ways from someone or a bunch of people, it's kind of like parting ways at the right time. And I think it was largely because you were led intuitively. It's almost like spirit opened up a portal, for lack of a better word, to kind of like, even if you weren't really clear about the direction or what you were going to find at the end of, the journey, it's like you trusted and you took action based on that trust, faith, your intuition. You took action based on that. You didn't spend a lot of time like ruminating. You just, which is a little bit different than this over here, because this feels like very impulsive action and no real follow through. Like somebody taking action, gathering up a bunch of people thinking that the folks that they were dealing with were going to be loyal to them. It almost feels like, people wanting to abandon ship, and then, they don't want to deal with the consequences of their action. Again, because I feel like all this misfortune and, oh, I heard spiritual psychosis. I don't even have the juice. I don't even have my woo-woo cards out here yet, but, take that how it resonates. But this kind of feels like all of the people that were involved are all dealing with some type of upheaval. And there is a series of events that are taking place or that have taken place where it's kind of like being tested and then failing the test every single time the test was presented. So because these people have continuously failed this test, they got to repeat the cycle all over again. They don't get to move forward into a new cycle. They haven't learned anything from the last one. And you got away successfully in the right amount of time. Okay. Yes. I like this energy, actually. Remember when I said, like, you kind of, you listen to your intuition, you listen to whatever divine guidance you are being given to kind of navigate waters away from the situation. Interesting that I said navigate waters away, because this particular King of Pentacles, he's on a boat and he looks like the captain of the ship. So it's kind of like you successfully moving away from this. You were being led away. You were being led away and maybe back towards, or it's kind of like turning your focus towards building your foundation after moving away from a dynamic, or moving away from people that made the relationship or the environment very, very shaky. What's interesting is that on opposite ends here is like somebody who acts and thinks, acts impulsively and doesn't know how to commit to the actions that they take, versus you down here where you actually, it's kind of like learning it in your absence, or just you removing yourself. What you learned in the process was how to like focus on maybe one particular area of your life, or just a couple of things, but at least focusing, having the ability to focus on something and then taking your time to cultivate it. Because I can see here where you were, you needed to exit in order to kind of focus on stabilizing yourself, and then having to learn, but also, because I'm kind of like, there was something here, not just in the learning, but also in the way that you communicate. You could be doing something publicly, like you could be, have the eyes of the public. Like maybe you have a platform or something. You could have been getting some traction on your platform, and then you've got these people here trying to, figure out ways to shut you down. But it doesn't prevent your message from getting out. Like even if you get shadow banned, like I noticed kind of like a fluctuation in my views and my numbers going down like significantly on all platforms. And part of the reason why I don't really trip off of that is because I set the intentions before I start throwing the cards that the eyes that need to see my content, that my videos will end up directly in front of them, so I don't really worry about the algorithm too much. I honestly don't worry about the algorithm. I just believe, I have faith, and I believe that those who are meant to see the content will actually see the content. I can see where you've really learned how to, I want to say, utilize the voice. If at one point you were unable to like speak freely or whatever, I think you're moving, because I feel like there may have been a time where it was really hard for you to like communicate your feelings, to communicate them in a clear way. So I see it did take some time in learning how to do that. And that's for those who are like, who have public content or something like that. Like you had to actually learn how to use your voice and use it in a way that was effective, and then kind of get over It's like being worried about how the information or your content will be received. And then just staying consistent. Staying consistent. And being patient. And that's literally how you create the solid foundation where, you know, when the foundation is solid, there's nothing that can come through and wipe it all away because you've got like that baseline. It's interesting because I think the people that were coming up against you really could have benefited a lot from some of the information that you're putting out. I'm like, there's so much out here. It's like they could have benefited from the information that you were putting out, because I think people are viewing you as some kind of like a teacher, like very skilled. People respect you for who you are, whatever you do. You're very well respected. You come across as very grounded and genuine, very nurturing to those who you work with or work around. But I do see where it's taken you quite some time to get where you are, but you also had the patience and the diligence to continue moving forward. Where I said, like up here, there's somebody here that, you know, may got bright ideas and wrangled other people in, you know, proceeded to move forward, and then it caused a bunch of friction and drama, because I don't think that whoever was taking the lead, I don't think this person really knew what they were doing. I don't think that they knew what they were doing or who they were coming up against. And right now, I feel like whoever this person is, they're learning now that you cannot come up against the collective when the collective is minding their business. The collective is minding the business that pays them. You know what I'm saying? And so because they kept doing it, it's like they've been trying to hit you from different angles, but each time being unsuccessful. And it's weird, because why do you keep trying and you keep failing at the same time? You know? Now, I do have the energy. I normally would not think of this as incarceration or the possibility or fears of being incarcerated, but I'm looking at the way these swords are kind of around the person. So there could be some concern about that, especially with the Justice card being out here in the reverse. There could be some fear about the potential of incarceration for something that they've done. Look, and I like this too. I really like this. Remember when I just said, I was like, when you have a really solid foundation, nothing can really come in. You know, yeah, you might get some diversions, or you might have a little, you know, a couple of blips or whatever. But when your foundation is really solid, nothing can come in and wipe it out. I do see where there have been attempts to try to stop you from doing whatever you're doing, but it's been unsuccessful. I'm just seeing it. Each time they try to do something, it's unsuccessful. They want to slow your progress. They want to affect your stability. They want to affect your income earning ability, and it's not working. Why? What I love about the energy that centers around you, because right now you're showing up as the King of Pentacles, so very stable, you know, very patient, generous, grounded, definitely, you know, a provider. You know, you take care of your family, you take care of your business, you pay your bills, you do all the things, right? And if there has been some level of success that has been garnered from whatever work that you do, you don't do it, like, I kind of get the impression that whatever you do it not for the money. You do it because you genuinely love it. You genuinely have an interest in whatever it is that you're doing, and you have a love for it. So that's part of the, yeah, look at that. And people respect, look at that, I love this. People respect you because you are not, it's like you're not operating out of your ego. Even though I do, like down here, I love this energy because it comes across as like being very grounded. And again, you come across as like a teacher or somebody who's just really well respected. You do the right thing. You're a really kind and you're a good person. Very solid. Like I said, very nurturing. You know, they've got this abundant fertile energy that's like all around you because it's like everything you touch turns to gold. And what people can see, even at a distance, they can see the diligence of you doing something. Like, you may have some like really strong Capricorn or Taurus placements. Because Capricorn for me is like the workhorse of the zodiac. And Taurus is down for doing some repetitive shit, like over and over and over again. Like, how many of my Taurus viewers, or if you got strong Taurus placements, how many of y'all can eat the same shit every single day and never grow tired of it? Like, that's some real Taurus shit. I'm like, that's some real Taurus shit. That's some real Taurus like behavior. It's funny because I clock that with my son, who has like a Taurus stellium. He's got like 5 or 6 Taurus placements, and my husband, who also has strong Taurus placements. I'm like, I can, and I'm a Taurus, so I can eat the same stuff every single day, never get tired of it. Same energy down here. It's like doing something repetitively, never tiring of it. You actually really enjoy it. And so you don't get too caught up in the hype of, if you've gained any kind of recognition or whatever, you don't allow, you gaining recognition for the work that you do doesn't give you like a big head. You're not like all like, oh, I'm all this and that. Like, you don't even look at it like that. You do it because you genuinely love what you do. You enjoy that aspect. People view you as a truth teller. They see the strength, the inner strength, and how you don't allow your ego to kind of step in and just, take over everything. You're very nurturing to people. You're very protective of yourself. You've maintained you're maintaining your boundaries. So there is a healthy balance between being very nurturing and loving and giving to others, but also protecting what you've created and protecting your own inner sanctuary. Love it. And you're probably a little bit of a loner. You may spend a lot of time by yourself, and the thing is that I think what this person may not have banked on, like if they got other people involved to work with them, they may have anticipated that, like, because I don't know how you're connected with the other people, but if you have some type of connection to them, they may not have realized that maybe in the past your presence around them or being around them, like, you didn't mind being around them, but you were so much better by yourself. Like, you would be cool by yourself. Maybe some of your participation, while genuine, like you love being around these people, maybe it was a little performative on your part, just because you could do without. Like, you don't necessarily have to be locked in with these people in order to function, because I feel like down here you do very well on your own. So if they've been trying to figure out ways to like create endings for you, ain't none of it worked. None of it worked. Alright, let's see. Look at that. Remember I said it's like it's like they don't want people to see you. Especially if you're down here being some type of a truth teller. It's like they don't want to hear your brand of truth. They would actually prefer people to reject whatever it is that you have to say and to like really fall into their way of thinking. Interesting. Yeah, these are whoever these people that are all involved, these are people that you actually had love for. That's crazy. These are people that you actually had love for. But like I said, now the people that were working with them, or that like they all came together, there's been some type of loss of control in this area, because like I said, they jumped into something, gathered people against you, but the people that they may have thought were loyal to them in that whole thing, I don't see that. Because now they lost control. I think there's like this looks like infighting. Yeah. It's kind of like they were trying to figure out something. They were trying to do something to undermine whatever it is that you're doing. But that's not really what's happening. And here you are. Remember what I said this a couple days ago? It's kind of like you're in a, you're in a decent space, but people are kind of tripping out because you seem to be happier like without them. Like, the nerve of you being happy without me. That's not what they were expecting. That's not what they were expecting. And I kind of feel like there's something here that you're waiting for. I mean, I'm thinking this is you. Oh. Okay, now this down here, if you are a truth teller, this kind of looks like maybe you communicating something that dispels lies that someone else has told about you. You are so late, Lucky. Like, you barking all late now. Yeah, it's like you're waiting. Okay, like this whole row, if this is you, you're waiting on a new cycle. You're waiting on a new cycle. Particularly if you're partnered. If you are partnered, you're already like, you're kind of at the threshold and you're just waiting for this whole thing to get started. You got somebody here in your energy that's like really unhappy. They're unhappy because there's nothing they can do to stop what's already in motion coming towards you. They can't stop it. It's like they've been doing some, like I said, if you're partnered, there is energy out here of somebody trying to, like, I feel like they wanted to dismantle a relationship, but that's not what's happening. You're going into a whole new cycle. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, like you're going into a whole new cycle. Somebody's pissed because they can't come in and change anything. Very unhappy. This definitely could be family. This could be connected to family. Now, if I go back up here, somebody absolutely could be in turmoil, potentially risk of losing their home. There's a risk of someone here maybe losing their home. They may have to move. And again, I'm not just getting it for one person. This could be something that's happening to a couple of people. And so if their plan was to kind of come in and create some havoc for you, that's not actually what's taking place. And it's kind of backfiring. And so if folks wanted you to be like mentally in struggle and, depressed and all this and that, that's what's happening to them. If they wanted people to reject you, people are rejecting them. All of the things that they wanted for you is what's happening to them. I feel like, okay, that's what it is. This feels like, now if I look at it from the bottom going up, this feels like somebody waiting for your life to implode. And they're not happy because that's not what they actually see. If they have the ability to see you, that's not what they're seeing. And so now this almost feels like I feel bound by this, because now I genuinely don't know what to do. Everything that I've tried, all the manipulation, the mental tactics, even the juju, none of it is working. None of it is working. Not against the collective. Ten of Swords. None of it's working. Like, none of it's none of it's working. Okay, so yeah, I called it before the cards even came out. So there is some dark magic practitioner type shit out here, and I can see where somebody was they were targeting, absolutely targeting the dismantling of your own home life. So if you are partnered, yes, if you are partnered, they absolutely wanted to. Now this kind of looks like another person. Could be like an ex, somebody that you don't deal with anymore. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So let's say hypothetically you are partnered. Okay. This looks like, and I have it in a couple of different places, so it could have been meant to affect both parties in the relationship. So okay, I'm looking at it. I am looking at it two different ways. It feels like on one end there was a distorted masculine that was meant to emotionally manipulate a divine feminine energy. And then for the masculine, for divine masculine, there is a Jezebel-like energy that was meant to lure him away from his partner, to take him off path. But this looks like both parties, masculine and feminine, reject the people that were sent in to cause havoc. Because I do see the introduction of like what would have been third party energy. But even down here, I'm like, if this is somebody here that's trying to introduce a situation for third party energy, it's being rejected here, it's being rejected down here. That's for those who are partnered. This energy has been very, very loud for the last few months. Because I can see that somebody here has been wanting to create some type of ending, and they've just been waiting. They've been waiting for it, and they're mad because it hasn't actually happened. Because this kind of feels like both parties rejecting any idea or like the idea of introducing like some type of toxic BS to their partnership, or just introducing it, like agreeing to doing something that they know would go against the union. Both parties reject it. Both parties have rejected it. Look at that. Yeah. So whoever this person is now, if there is somebody out here doing juju or whatever, and what they didn't want you to know is that they wanted someone here, because I mean it's connected. It could literally be for the feminine or the masculine, because connected to both. Yeah, now they're watching. Yeah, okay. That's crazy. Okay, so it kind of looks like there is something here. Now we know the Ace of Pentacles This Ace of Pentacles, doesn't matter what deck I'm using or the way I lay them out, the way that the Ace shows up, it's always like off to the side. This is something that nobody actually wants you to know about. They don't want you to know about this opportunity, this windfall. They do not want you to know about it. Okay? Has there been betrayal in regards to this new opportunity and backstabbing and all that? Absolutely, there has been. But this kind of feels like what they wanted you to focus on. They wanted you, it's like the introduction of a third party. They wanted you to be juggling the third party, your relationship, your home life. If you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, they wanted you to kind of be like, it's like this feels like just like a big ass distraction, honestly. Because I said even before I started laying some of the clarifying cards, like underneath here, like you're very diligent. You're focused. You're focused. You're focused on what it is that you need to do, and you take your time. You're not rushing through it like this person up here. The reason why their whole plan failed is because they lacked follow through, and they were making hasty decisions, hasty emotional decisions, to do whatever they thought that they were trying to do, right? And now they're just, sitting down here trying to waiting for an outcome, and what they were waiting for isn't actually happening. And they are watching. They're, like I said, you could be on socials. They could be checking your social media or checking into you to kind of post check to see what's going on or if any of this stuff is working. And what they're seeing is, like, if you're in a relationship, the relationship is still, you're still there. You're still there. But it's almost like, when I talk about like the shell game, it's almost like they wanted you to be so distracted with this other person and all that you've got going on in life that you don't notice what's going on over here. It's kind of like the political climate that we're dealing with right now. Like, they don't, I feel like all of the stuff with ICE and all that, I feel like that's a distraction for some other shit that, like the Epstein files. I just feel like it's a distraction for other things that, we're all paying attention to. They don't want you to pay attention to those things. They want you to be distracted by, the smoke and mirrors of other people and just all this weird stuff. It's weird. Yeah, and I feel like whoever this is that was recruited, like, for the feminine, it's like he came in full well, like he could have had you as a third party. You could, like, he could have inadvertently tried to make you a third party. He could have been the third party, like the would-be third party. But I feel like all this is, it's all centered around a whole bunch of lies. It's centered around a bunch of lies. It's interesting because whoever this person is, like, I see how it's connected to. There's a couple people out here. I'm like, ooh, there's a couple people out here. Now, if I looked at it on this side, I feel like if you have been dealing with this person for a long time, you may have tried very hard to, like, if this is an ex, the reason why this would have worked with them bringing this ex in is because, like, at one point you did have love for them, and maybe over time you've been trying to be, emotionally supportive. I can see that you've been trying to be, like, emotionally supportive to them. You may have even, hell, for both of you, may have kept a connection to this person because there was some sense of loyalty, like a friendship. But this person, they spoke half-truths and left a lot of stuff out. I'm just seeing a lot of dishonesty. Could be, and I even see down here, like, somebody could have been, and hell, there could be a few people down here that have some unsavory lifestyles, we'll say. And I think that that was the plan, to have you, if this is your partner, it doesn't have to be, but like, it's kind of like to put you in a position to deal with some of this unsavory behavior in order to bring an end to the relationship. Because I see that that's what the goal was. It's to tear you apart. Ooh. Like, oh. Okay. I have to say, this has nothing to do with anything. I have to say this though. Over the weekend, was it the weekend? I think it's been longer than that, but maybe it happened like maybe Friday, or last Thursday. I went to load the dishwasher and turn it on, and it didn't turn on, and I was like, oh damn, the dishwasher died. And so obviously we're all a little bit upset because nobody wants to wash dishes. There's 5 of us in this house, and nobody wants to wash dishes. Like, nobody wants to wash dishes. So my husband decided, okay, we actually had gone shopping for a dishwasher, looked at the prices, and we're like, oh my god. And not that we didn't have it, we just didn't want to have to spend it. And so today he pulled the dishwasher out and plugged it in, like moved it across the kitchen and plugged it into a different outlet, and it came on. And he was like, so he troubleshot, and he, he's an electrical engineer, so he knows how to do all that stuff. And turns out that the electrical outlet where we had the dishwasher plugged into was faulty, so he's fixing it and taking care of it. The dishwasher's fine, just have to put it back. But I was so grateful. The same thing, I think our dryer went out, and he took that thing out, took the whole thing apart to figure out what the problem was, fixed it, put it back, and bam, we had our dryer again. Absolutely, that is a lost art form. I think young men, I want my sons to like really learn how to do stuff like this, because oh my god, I am so grateful that that man knows how to take things apart and put them back together again and make it work. It saves so much money. All the way down to like he does our oil changes. After paying like $150 to get an oil change once, he was like, oh hell no, I'm not doing that again. So he went out and bought all the stuff. He was like, okay, so it cost me $60 for the materials. Big deal. I would rather pay that than pay $150. Like, same. Totally a lost art form. I'm so grateful. And I don't believe, because we disagreed on this. He was like, but I think most men know. I don't think most men know how to do this stuff. Honestly, I don't. Because my dad would have been the first one to call a repairman to come take care of it. He was not trying to do all of that. I'm like thinking even of the guys that I know. I think most people that I know, most men that I know, would just rather call a professional to do it. So I think it's just because that's what he does for, like, that's his thing. Yeah, neither here nor there. I'm just tickled. My dishwasher works. Alright, let's clarify. Child, somebody here is restless because they took this hasty action. They led people to do this shit. And now they are in regret because there was an attempt to do something, and it kind of feels like incomplete, like they're not actually able to carry out the mission. Whatever the goal was, they haven't been able to carry it out. It's like, I kind of feel like, really, I feel like the bottom line was to stop you. to stop you or to create, like to have other things going. It's like, okay, so imagine yourself as a juggler and you're juggling. You got all these balls in the air and you got all these things going on, right? It's almost like while you're, you know, mid-cycle and juggling, somebody throwing an extra 3 or 4 balls into the mix and hoping you know, that you fumble all of them. But that's not what's happening. Now, this particular Knight of Pentacles, I think I described it the last time when I first saw this card, when I first started using this deck. It's kind of like I said, if you got strong Taurus or Capricorn placements, baby, you will do some shit over and over and over and over and over again because you know the value of that persistence. So you have somebody who is like hot on your heels, trying to catch up to where you are. You have somebody who wants to be close to you for the benefit of clout, and you have somebody who's in front of you who's not even really watching what's ahead of them, but they're too busy focusing on you to even see what's coming up for them. Yeah, and they're just kind of looking. This gives me paranoia. It's like somebody being paranoid. Oh. Look at that. I'm just saying, they're just there. Whoever this is that is dealing with some sense of paranoia, remember when I said, like, whatever it is that you do it, you're not doing it like, yeah, we want to earn a living and we want to make money and we want to be successful at what we do and be, you know, compensated for the work that we do, right? But that's not why you do what you do. Like I said down here, you genuinely have a love for it. So you're not doing it in the pursuit of like getting rich, balling out of control or whatever. You're good with what you have, you know, you're comfortable. I don't know. It's kind of giving, like, if there's somebody watching you do what you do, and then you have somebody on your heels that is trying to catch up to you, it would stand to reason that whatever this is that somebody is doing may be linked to your work. And I think why it's not working for them is because they don't actually have a love for it. Like, it works for you because you actually have a love for it. Kind of like my husband, like, he loves taking shit apart and putting back together. I thought that was the strangest thing when I first met him. I'm like, he seemed like the least likely person to be like that, but he could take apart a whole computer and put that thing back together again, and I would be like, what? But I've watched him take things apart and put them back together again and have them working like brand new all over again, you know, just with some tweaks and some tools. Like, some people are just in it like that. So whoever this is, if they're trying to come behind you, trying to be like you or whatever, they don't actually have any love for it. So I do get a sense that they, like, and over here it's kind of like they don't even really know what to do now, because maybe there's something here that's kind of, it's incomplete. I keep hearing incomplete. It's incomplete. But it's like they didn't make provisions for the future. Like like I said, they jumped into something. Didn't really have the drive or the commitment. They just was like, oh, I see the collective doing this. Let me jump in and try to do what the collective is doing. I can do it better, you know? And there's this opportunity that is coming. I'm telling you, it's right below you. There's an opportunity that is presenting itself to you, or will be presenting itself to you. Yeah, I like this. It's kind of like you don't. This is where the strength comes in. Okay, that's too. So I'm like, this is too much air. Hold on. I'm like, I started to get cold. Okay, here's the thing. Remember when I said, like, you do whatever you do because you actually love it, and your ego is not involved. So, like, even if you do gain some sense of notoriety or something, you get some type of public attention, you're not allowing it to get to your head, right? But there's an opportunity coming towards you, and you got somebody that's kind of in the wings that's trying to prevent you from having access to it. And this opportunity or windfall, it's yours. It's for you. And you're not, it's kind of because you make decisions that aren't rooted in your ego. You make decisions that are not rooted in your ego. You don't do it for the appearance of. It's crazy because I am getting, like, you could have a public platform. You don't have to, but like if you do have a public platform and say, you know, people have the ability to see you, hear your message, whatever you do, right? You don't, it's like you don't let that get to your head. And that's why it's not working for this person, because they want to be like you. They don't want to admit that, but they want to be like you. So instead of choosing, this is crazy, because, you know, I always say we all have our own individual paths, our own callings. So instead of this person choosing the calling that was meant for them, they chose to go after the calling that was meant for you. That's why it's not working, because they don't even have the dedication to follow through. So if they're disappointed in the execution because it doesn't turn out the way that they, you know, like I said, there's an opportunity right here, or a windfall that is meant for you. It is meant for you. If they even wanted access to this windfall or opportunity, they don't even have love for whatever it is that you do. They don't even have any interest in it. They don't have any interest in it. They don't even know what they're doing. They don't even know what they're doing. It's definitely giving clout chasing. Like, they just want to be what they perceive as, you know, being famous or, you know, being known. That's all they're looking at. And you don't come in with that. Like, yeah, like you handle pressure really well too. That's another thing. You handle pressure very, very well. Very spiritual. I love this. You march to the beat of your own drum. You could be more spiritual than you are religious. And there these people are. It's crazy because there are people, I think some of the people that originally were coming after you, against you, are now all choosing to celebrate with you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they want to be kind of part of the in crowd, rejecting any of the toxicity. They, like, I kind of feel like there's, because I'm telling you, some things in their lives, because there's a few people out here, like, if these people in their lives are all upside down because they originally were coming after you, I do have some people here that may have been originally in competition with you or in conflict with you, now wanting to actually celebrate you. Crazy. Crazy, because they actually love what you're doing. If you are literally, if you are on a public platform especially for my woo-woo girls and guys. If you have a spiritual platform, and this ain't for everybody, but if you have a spiritual platform, the people that were originally against you, that were kind of like ganging up on you or coming up against you, trying to, have conflict with you or whatever, be in some type of competition. I feel like down here, this feels like people switching teams, because they actually love what you do. They listen to your message. They see how strong you are and what you've overcome. Like as I'm saying, this is family. They don't have to be, but there's a family component here, and there are folks here that genuinely they fuck with you like that. You may not know that because you're like out of the mix, but there are people who are genuinely watching you, and they see how measured you are. They see that you're just very steady. You don't allow your ego to just, like I said, you may be seen in the public eye, but you're not letting that shit get to your head. You got your ego in check. You don't let that stuff get to your head. I actually like this energy. It feels good. And then you got this person over here who's like kind of paranoid because of the actions that they've taken. Some of the things that they've said, maybe even said about you. They're worried about that, and how that, how people will later perceive them. Because I'm telling you, these people down here, while they may have at one point been against you, all down here is like, okay, well, going against you was not probably the best idea, so now they're fans. Crazy. And I think it's because they're seeing, it's like, this is like seeing the choices that you're making and the way that you kind of plan out your life, but it's something about the choices that you make. Because remember when we started, we were talking about somebody who's like really impulsive. They take really impulsive action. They act before they think. It's like, I'm going to act and hope for the best. And you don't do that. You take very measured, everything you do is very measured. And we know the Knight of Pentacles crosses the T's and dots all the I's. And so people are genuinely watching you just kind of persevere and push through. And you, like, I even like the fact that down here you kind of reject the ideas of, like I said, this person's paranoid, but you kind of reject the ideas of, like, the competition or whatever. You're not worried about that because you're not competing with other people. You're competing with yourself. You are in your lane. You are in your own lane. You're in your own lane. And I kind of feel like the thing that they're competing for, or what this competition is about this opportunity that's right here. Because here's the group, here's you, and here's the opportunity. Oh, the Tower. High Priestess in the reverse. Nine of Cups. Oh, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay, so remember when I said, I'm like, I don't even know why they're trying to be like you. I don't know why, because they don't even do a good job at it. And the reason why it works for you is because you actually have love for what you do. I also see here, you're not just that you have love for what you do, you're also very generous. You're not very, like, I don't know, if somebody here was telling lies about who you are and your character, especially if you are spiritual, it's kind of like people trying to, like, ruin your reputation. Simply because you're marching to the beat of your own drum. And I think they're upset because if you're holding back in one sector, like you say, you're holding back from these people, but what they see, like I say, if you're on a public platform, they actually see you interacting and they see that you're very generous, in terms of your nurturing and the loving energy that you give, that you're, it's kind of like, you're loving to everybody else, but you're just not loving to this group of people. I mean, it kind of feels like, I don't know, it's like, this is what you get. I'm like, because I don't get the impression that they were very nurturing for you or very supportive for you. So if they don't see that witness, if they don't see you displaying that energy towards them, I mean, that seems reasonable. That seems reasonable. But I do have the energy out here a couple of different times in a couple of different ways where they've done things to try to prevent you from doing the work that you love, to prevent you from being seen, being heard. And I think I have talked about this before, but whatever this opportunity is, especially if you are a spiritualist and you just kind of march to the beat of your own drum, whatever this opportunity or windfall is, because it's connected here and down here, it's like the moment you get this thing, everything changes. This person is worried about the change. I don't know why, but they're worried about it. They're worried about you having access to it, or what this Ace of Pentacles could potentially mean for your life. They're worried about it. They're worried about what that change is going to do, or how it's going to affect them. I don't know how it even affects them, because it ain't got nothing to do with them, But they're in competition for it. Like they want to fight for it, whatever it is. It's family. They don't want this change, child. They don't want this change. Oh, no, that's an interesting Nine of Cups. I ain't never paid attention to the imagery on this. This looks like gluttony and excess. That's interesting. That's really interesting. But like I said in the very beginning, I'm like, there's no new cycle. It's like somebody repeating a cycle because they haven't learned a lesson. They haven't learned a lesson. It is connected to your family. There's some change that they're trying to avoid, because they know that once this happens, they're going to be really unhappy. It's like this, and I'm like looking at this Ace of Pentacles, even down here with this Ace of Pentacles. If this Ace of Pentacles gets into your hands, everybody involved is going to be unhappy. Like in their minds, if they had access to this opportunity or windfall, everybody, like, I'm like, oh, the champagne is overflowing, money thrown up in the air, like everything is good, we're all having a good time, right? But they know that if you had access to that Ace of Pentacles, they would not be happy. Because I see it in this row, it's like if they had access to it, because it's for you, it's below you. If it's yours, you'll be fine, right? And you'll do well with it. Like, you won't allow, your ego's not gonna let you just, I don't know, ruin yourself because you've got a bunch of money, or because you have this new opportunity. Like, you're not going to let it go to your head. But if these people got access to this Ace of Pentacles, they would be thrilled. They'd be throwing parties. I'm like, this Nine of Cups, on the face of it, it looks like, yeah, come on in and, party with us. And behind closed doors, they're doing some ungodly things. But this feels like they know that if you had this opportunity, it would take off, and you would take off fast, and they would be very unhappy, and they get left behind. So this energy, this is the paranoia of them. Okay, remember, I want to keep this in mind, because I think I talked about it maybe 2 readings ago, where it's like somebody is worried because at one point, whoever this is that we're talking about, there's someone here that may have rejected you repeatedly for whatever reason. They were rejecting you over and over. It wouldn't work with you. You know, they kind of entertained and hosted other people. It's kind of like if you're in a family dynamic and say, you know, you're the black sheep and then everybody else is over here congregating and partying and doing all that, and they systematically, one by one, everybody's like rejecting you because you're the oddball out. They don't want to work with you. You're fine. You're fine. Like you're okay with that. You're like, that's cool. You can reject me. I got other people to go kick it with, or I got other friends, or I have other people to be with, so I'm not even really worried about you. These people are legitimately worried about a potential change that could take place if this ace ever gets into your hands. Okay. I'll do one more quick pass because I gotta go pick up my daughter. Listen, now somebody out here lying. Paranoid. Whoever this woman is paranoid, child, needy, clingy, gold digger, money hungry. Out here spreading lies. Spreading lies. I'm telling you, there's this opportunity for you, and there's somebody here that is spreading lies. They got their eye on this thing, whatever this is, whatever this ace is, they got their eye on it. And I feel like they're lying to somebody. If somebody here had an opportunity to choose between you and someone else, there's someone here that's lying to whoever has this ace so that you don't get your hands on it. Somebody from your past. This involves people from your past. I said somebody here ain't learned their lesson. They haven't learned their lesson. They haven't learned their lesson. Unsuccessful at their attempts. There's somebody here that wants to help you. And they've been lying to prevent this person from coming forward. There's somebody here that wants to offer you some assistance. Like I said, they like what you do. They see what you're doing. They like what you do. They fuck with you. And this person is gutted. Gutted. Because I'm telling you, their attempt to try to like defame you and talk smack about you and tell lies or whatever. Baby. They getting their feelings hurt. Because it doesn't change it doesn't change the way people see you. Because people can they can see you. Stressed the fuck out. I'm like stressed out. They stressed out. I feel like this Ace of Pentacles was a solution for them. For something. They're stressed. They are stressed. And I kind of feel like this opportunity, whatever this is, yeah, whatever this is, I don't even think you're expecting it. I don't think you're expecting it. You're not paying attention to it, whatever. Somebody here is upset, gutted, because with their lies, I feel like it's bouncing back on them. Because they're dealing with a bunch of unfortunate circumstances. They're in a nightmare that they can't quite get out of, and they don't know what to do about it. But this person refuses to learn the lesson. We are presented with opportunities to learn, grow, and evolve. And this person consistently makes the same, whoever this is, they consistently make the same choices that keeps them in this same energy. And you have somebody here who wants to help or provide some type of assistance. And somebody here is upset about that. Oh well. And they don't want anybody to know. If they're going through some tough times, they don't want nobody to know about it. They don't want anybody to see it. They don't want anybody to know about it. What did I say from the very beginning? I was like, they can't, like, if you're focused and you're spending your time, you know, cultivating over a long period of time, this is patience for me. Whatever you've created or whatever you've been doing, it's patience that help you get to the level of success that you've achieved. It's the patience of repetitive doing it over and over and over again. So whoever this person is that was trying to come in behind you to compete or whatever, they didn't even have follow through because they're not even interested in whatever this is that you do. They just look at you, see your success, and they're like, I want to be like the collective. I want that level of success. But they don't even realize what it took for you to get to the position that you're in. So they, you know, while they can't necessarily see your process or how you do it, all they see is the end result is like you're doing well for yourself. And all they see is they think it's easy, but when they get started and they realize, oh damn, I don't necessarily have all the tools. I don't have the know-how. I don't have all the information. I can't even finish this thing that I started because I'm not actually committed to it because I don't even really like this. I just know that I'm watching the collective and the collective is doing so well. This person's a lunatic. This person's a lunatic. It's somebody that you're connected to. The word I heard was disenfranchised. I'm like, that wasn't the word I was going for, but there is disharmony within a relationship. You are connected to this person that you may have at one point had some love for. Oh well, just like death. I'm like, if they had been trying to manipulate and play mind games and get away with shit, all of that is coming to an end. All that's coming to an end. And somebody is literally drowning. They're repeating a cycle. They're unsuccessful getting judgment. People are walking away from them and now they're feeling left out and on the outside. They don't like being alone, but this is because of the manipulation. Child. Alright, I'm gonna do these dice because I gotta go get my kid. Alright, so we have second house, resources, third house, communications, intellect, fifth house, romance, creativity, children. We've got the South Node, we've got Pluto and Saturn, Capricorn, Cancer, and Virgo. Yes. Alright, I'm going to leave it there, guys. If any parts of this reading resonate for you, gave you clarity or confirmation of your own story, give the video a thumbs up so we can circulate into the algorithm and get in front of the eyes that need to see us the most. If you would like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box, and I invite you to join me for a session. Thank you guys so much for all the likes, shares, subscribes, tips, donations. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're aware of any new videos that are uploaded to the channel. All right? I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.